Next stop, Denver. Which one is it gonna be? An official good morning from our road trip. The getting here, the journey was a little bit exhausting. We had 23 hours of flying planes and driving with our beautiful Ford Explorer. And we are now heading to a small town rodeo, as it was a dream of us both to just see, you know, the culture of America and in its pure-hearted way and not just a touristy way. So we are heading there. We have 3 hours more to go. It's currently 7:30 in the morning and we will meet with a friend at 10:30, go see the rodeo, and this is going to be the first few impressions of the countryside America, and we are really looking forward to it. Stay tuned. Second night on our USA road trip, and this night we spent in the car, and I didn't really have time yesterday to show you the setup, so here I can show you. We went to Walmart and we purchased pillows, we purchased an air mattress and 2 sleeping bags which can be opened to be used as blankets, but we really needed the 2 of them because it got very cold in the morning. But it's beautiful here, it's so calm. We already saw rabbits going around here, and if I flip the camera you can see what I'm talking about, and what a beautiful sunrise. So it was very good, very lovely night, and today we're gonna explore some dinosaur tracks. That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Right now you're fading to the dark.
Dinosaur tracks.
You lost your every spark. Right now you struggle to
Movie star.
Right now pain is all you know. Call on me.
We are just doing a hike in the area of the Devil's Tower, and it's really worth it. You can see the view during the hike. That's the Devil's Tower, and we just saw a deer right back there. It was just standing there and greeting us. It's really worth the stop, and I can recommend it. Okay, we have been hitting up Devil's Tower yesterday and did a short hike there, and it's really recommendable because the hike is pretty cool. You see a lot of stuff, and the scenery is also changing a bit. We had a lot of those red irony mountains, and together combined with the brown grass and the tons of forests, it just looks very beautiful.
And we saw a deer, a lot of deers yesterday.
What else did we see except for deers?
Prairie dogs. Yes, bisons.
And turkey.
Oh yes, turkey and black Angus. And I pet some black Angus.
And right now we had a very delicious American breakfast and are heading to Spearfish at the Black Hills National Park, and there you find Mount Rushmore, you find a wildlife loop where you should allegedly can see bisons and deers and everything on the way. So we have a lot to do today, and let's see where the road takes us. It's already 5 p.m. again, and we have seen so much today. We started off with a few hikes which were meant to lead to some attractions in nature, but it it was basically always a dead end, but still the hikes were beautiful. So a lot of the things we see on the road is just we see a sign and then pull out of the highway and go and explore it. And that's probably just the best if you road trip through the West. The best when you go through the West. And then we also headed to Deadwood, which is a big Wild West town, which was founded very early in the, I think, 1800 something, where the gold rush started. And it was very, very cool to see a city that's still kind of like living in the Wild West era. Now we're heading to the Wildlife Loop Trail. It's a normal road, but you are supposed to see a lot of animals there. So that will be our last stop, and I think if you turn the camera, you can see it's the best moment of the day for that kind of activity, as if the sun is slowly going down, the deer and all the animals are coming out and are on the move. So hopefully we're gonna see some beautiful wildlife and enjoy the night afterwards. We are here on a classic US campground, and it's so astonishing. It's so great to be here. I just feel so good because the people are so kind. They walk past you and they don't only say good morning, they say happy morning. And some just sit in front of their RVs and they're like, it's a great morning. It is a great morning. But in Switzerland, or where I come from, people don't really say that often, something like that. So I really appreciate the harmony. And I feel like the people here are very content. So that makes for a great start into the day. Today we are gonna see Needle Highway and some other POIs along the route to in Black Hills National Forest or National Park. Yay!
They said I never ever could change. Damn right, never would. Leave the light on. Leave the light on. Just leave the light on.
You can see the prairie landscapes behind me, and it's time to say farewell to those, because in the background, maybe we can switch the camera to the other side so you can see. This is our goal for today. We have a transit day from Black Hills, which was in South Dakota, to Montana. So we're finally gonna be in Montana, and these mountains is the Yellowstone National Park. So for the next few days we're gonna be in the National Park of Yellowstone and then make our way down to Teton National Park. It's gonna be exciting and a change of scenery. We're looking forward to it. We have arrived in the Yellowstone National Park, at least at the start of it, and looks gorgeous. That's exactly how I imagine Montana to look like. And we're glad to finally see some trees, some hills again. And we were checking out the campground just before, where you don't have to pay anything, but it's deep in the mountains, not mountains but forest, and there's already bear activity around here. So we figured we take one more night in a motel. We have been camping 4 days in a row now, and then tomorrow head into bear territory prepared, and also camp there as well. So yeah. Okay, so the situation is apparently as following. We were in a motel, and I wanted to ask her if she saw a lot of bears, or how much incidents there were about bears, because I wanted to get some comfort, and she pulled out all the horror stories of little children being almost eaten alive. So I think there's a lot of bears in this in Yellowstone National Park, and she advised us to be careful but not scared. So that's what we try, and of course we hope in some ways to see a bear, but on the other hand we hope we don't get eaten by one. So wish us luck.
Like a storm cloud in the distance, you can feel me moving in. There's a pressure and resistance I hope we never have to feel again. It's you, yeah, it's always been you and everyone.
Welcome to Yellowstone National Park. Another round of buffaloes, but this time wild ones in the Yellowstone. Looks incredibly epic.
Oh, yeah, I only wanna be with you.
So we actually found the campground, although everything was full. We just pulled over at one of the bigger campsites, and they said that just 1 minute ago someone cancelled and we got the spot. So we're pretty lucky because you can see the scenery is beautiful. We're still shitting our pants because of the bears, but so far
But we have bear spray.
we have bear spray, and we are gonna make a fire tonight and grill some s'mores and enjoy the evening in Yellowstone. Good morning from Yellowstone. It must have been freezing. Oh, I almost fell. It must be around freezing because the car is frozen and it's so cold. We didn't sleep very well. We actually slept horrible. So we are already packed up and are now ready to hit the second day of Yellowstone. We have entered Teton National Park, and maybe you can remember from the morning it was about freezing, and now it's around 30 degrees Celsius again, so crazy temperature swings. Since it's exactly half time of our trip, we saw that we still have a lot of time to fill actually. So we decided today to go more into Idaho, and as you can see here, we are in a crater area. It's called Hills of the Moon, I think. I don't think it's called that, but it feels like Hills of the Moon in Idaho. So we are spending another day in Idaho. In the afternoon we go to hot springs because it's not hot enough already, but we want to check it out, and then in the evening we are gonna camp again, wild camp kind of. Yeah, so that's the plan. Enjoy the views. We found hot pools in the wild. These are all hot pools filled with hot river's water. Pretty cool. We are heading back into the Teton forest after another very cold night. It was again freezing temperatures, but we could camp for free, which was a lot of fun to save some money. But as you can see, maybe behind me, the trees, the leaves are already getting red. Wait, I flip the camera and maybe I zoom in. Maybe you can see some of the leaves. Probably later on I can show you some more leaves. It's crazy to see that they are already turning red because they were yellow a few days ago. And I feel like it's gonna be great the next week or this week until Sunday when we get back to Switzerland. I think we're gonna see a lot of very cool tree colors, especially in Utah as we go more to the south now. So yeah, it's gonna be great. And our view for the day, or for now, is that beautiful lake. Just gorgeous. The most spontaneous things are always the best. We had an afternoon to spend in Alpine or around here and we didn't know what to do, so we rented an ATV and we are now exploring the trails. We already saw, actually, that's Black Angus here. It's not a moose, but we saw a moose. The first moose that we saw, it was huge in the forest. Absolutely cool. And the rig is looking good. We have a lot of fun. Bonneville Salt Lake. It was very well worth it, this detour. Look at it. I mean, where are we even? There's a toilet for scale. It's crazy. And you can drive here legally and it feels absolutely stunning. We're waiting for the sunset to hit and that's gonna be very great pictures. I'm already set to go and I think we're having another cruise. We are on our way more to the south after the Salt Lake yesterday. We are on the way to the deserty area of Utah where you find the canyons and all the red stones. But we had a quick lunch stop actually in a very funny town called Midway. It's a Swiss town because people from Switzerland came there in early 1900s and in the early 1900th century. So we saw the Swiss flags and the flags of the cantons even, and the buildings are very Swiss, so we felt like at home. The food was not very good, but at least the atmosphere was great. And now we're driving down to where I just said. We still have 4 hours to go, so long days these days, but it's gonna be worth it. Found another beautiful camp spot in the more deserty area of Utah, and it's looking beautiful. It's very calm here and really nice. What do you prefer, Yellowstone, the Christmas tree vibe, or the desert vibe?
The desert one.
Really?
Yes, for the camping, yes.
For the camping,
Yeah.
no bears.
Yes, no
No
bears.
bears. Alright, we're on our way to Moab, Utah, and because the national parks here are more of a rip-off if you're driving with the car, at least the Dead Horse National Park trip that we did. It cost $20 and you couldn't really do anything with the car except going for a lookout. And we decided to take things in our own hands, and that's why we went on a 4x4 trail.
Achtung, der steil.
Yeah. Because we have 4 high, we have 4 low, so I thought we will be good. I hope we will be good, but you can see the road, it's pretty rough. And I didn't expect it to be that rough, and just before we had a huge boulder that fell down that was in our way. So we are just going very carefully. We don't have any reception, so, but hopefully when you see this video we are safely back home. So let's hope this video gets online. Wish us luck, but it's absolutely beautiful and we can recommend trying out your own trails instead of going to the national parks, at least if you have a 4x4 vehicle. It's beautiful here. And we're all alone.
You were the better actor, but then you looked away. I headed for the back door, no longer parted in your play.
We are doing a trail and it's very sandy, but it's so beautiful. We first went to the wrong entrance, but the kind lady at the booth told us where we have to go. It's called the Morning Glory Arch, the hike, and it's based off from Moab. Very beautiful.
And all the king's horses, and all the king's men, they will try to find me, but they never will.
We have arrived at our destination of the hike. It's incredible. It's really powerful, kind of the place that we are seeing right now. I can really recommend this hike.
I got the stars above me. I'm safe here in my nest. The last thing that you hear of me, and I learn from the best.
We are already on our way to the next destination, again to the Rocky Mountains, and it's time to say goodbye to the weird but beautiful rock formations here. We had a wonderful day yesterday in Moab, and the hike we did was so phenomenal. I think we both really enjoyed it. But since tomorrow we have to give the car back to the rental company and we have to fly back to Switzerland on Sunday. It's our last day on the road, and today we are heading to West Denver, where we sleep again in a campground, but first gonna enjoy some more forests of the Rocky Mountains. So it's coming back to forest trails and maybe some hiking, some lakes. We're really excited. So we actually made a random stop for the whole day or whole afternoon. It's called the Glenwood Adventure Park, I think, and it's a little roller coaster park on top of the mountain in Glenwood, and it cost $80, but it was worth it. We saw a lot of the roller coasters. They are really great, and they have some other stuff that you can see, and it was great to do something else than hiking for a day. And now we're heading to the campground, and then tomorrow hit Denver. So story time. 2 days ago you heard last from me, and the thing is that all the campgrounds were occupied or closed. No, they were actually closed, they were not occupied. So we had to rent a motel in Denver downtown yesterday, well, like 2 days ago for the night, and it was horrible. Really, it was a criminal experience. And then yesterday we just went shopping and prepared for departure today. So we brought back the car and we did some shopping, and we checked in a hotel or motel now here near the airport. And that means going back to Switzerland, and also that means it's the end of the video. And maybe this end of the video comes a bit fast, maybe a bit unexpected, but since it's a rather shorter or a much shorter video than the Iceland video I did a few weeks ago, I think it's okay. And I'm happy you enjoyed, or I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you watched through, and until the next time, always stay yeehaw!